It's not a complicated case. I mean, it's a, did you have the documents? Didn't you have the documents? Were you asked to give the documents back? Did you give them back? All of them? Some of them? None of them? Did you lie about it? Did you ask others to lie about it? I mean, it's not a very complicated case to prove. I will say this, Judge, I have never seen an indictment, state or federal, with photographs in it. This prosecutor wanted to let the world know that Donald Trump swore to us that he did his due diligence, that there was no more documents. And then when we went in with a search warrant, they were right there. Of course, you know, and I think what they're trying to do is show that if Trump is going to say, well, I told someone else to look for it, someone else did it, and they were really hidden in some closet somewhere, that's not going to stand up, because these were like basically in plain view. So this is a real case. I have been criticized because I haven't been loud and clear enough, apparently, in other media appearances, that saying it's a political case. Certain things I think are obvious. Of course, this is a political case.
I mean, if political, that's not a defense, and the judge, even though he appointed her, is not going to allow an argument like that. How do you feel for the lawyers? So Trump lies to lawyer A. I don't have the documents. They're not here. We surrendered everything. He instructs lawyer B to certify to the feds under oath that they don't have any more documents. And that breaks the attorney-client privilege, because they found that the client used legal advice from the lawyer to perpetrate a fraud on the FBI and to commit a crime of perjury. How the heck do you feel for those lawyers that got themselves in that mess?
Well, I feel horrible for them, number one. Number two, piercing that veil of the attorney-client privilege is always something that I really get nervous about, because a client has to feel that they can tell their attorney anything. And anytime a case of this magnitude that it's so public, there are exceptions to that rule. And there are many exceptions to that rule. You know, in the Harvey Weinstein case, we had to do a whole, from the point of view of lawyering, I hate the fact that the attorney-client privilege basically has gone out the window here, even if it is appropriate. But from the lawyer's point of view, look, Judge, I'm always honest with you. I was called by people from the Trump team in October to try the first case, the corporate case. And I couldn't say no fast enough. And it had nothing to do, by the way, people were like, oh, you're afraid of getting a bad reputation. I represented some really bad dudes. I mean, people who are not exactly very popular. That's not it. Everyone's entitled to a defense. It's that, number one, I need a client who's going to listen to me. On civil matters, I have both Rudy Giuliani as my client and Alan Dershowitz as my client. As much as they are legal, eagles, so to speak, and that may be an understatement, when we sit down and we debate things, they give up. They if I'm right, they'll relate.
Look, we both know Donald Trump. I've known him for 37 years. And we both know that he does not take legal advice. And we both know that he uses lawyers as instruments. And in my piece this week, the case against Donald Trump, which is now everywhere, I start out by saying it gives me no joy to write about the prosecution of someone I've known, but he is his own worst enemy in large measure.
No doubt.
Because
no doubt.
Twice he believes he knows more about the law than the lawyers do.
And here's the Judge. Here's what I don't understand. Why? I know, they don't have to prove why, but when he's running for the presidency, he's got a great shot at winning. There are these boxes there. They want him back. Why not just give him all back?